Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sacred Sundays with Energy Healing with Steve and Well Earth Holistic. So we're just going to wait for a few people to join.
My Palo Santo.
There we go. Hello, lady. Welcome. We're just going to wait for a few others to join. That's a good idea, Kat. I had my sage burning there for a little bit, and I think I'm going to start with that again.
A nice little waft of smoke going here. Nothing like some holy smoke.
Yep. Okay. So while we're waiting for people to join, I'm going to add this to the stage.
Nice.
So I'm just going to keep that there for a little bit, and then we'll talk about it for a quick second. Hello, Seashells. Welcome back. So Seashells is from the YouTube channel.
Okay, great. Nice.
So yeah, Seashells, stay tuned. We will get to a reading for you for sure. Okay, while we wait, I will go through our typical disclaimer. So obviously we don't do tarot for the following: legal, financial, and medical advice. And that's because they have their experts in their field, and we are for arts and entertainment purposes only. Anything you want to add to that, Kat? Because there's just days I feel like bursting out laughing when I have to say that.
Yeah, that's just so we don't get censored. But
yeah,
I mean, the tarot is not meant to predict the future, and it is not meant to replace the advice that you would get from a lawyer or a financial advisor or your doctor.
That's correct.
We can only sort of point you in certain directions according to what happens to come up for the matter at hand or just in general. And again, a lot of the readings that we do, we're only pulling a card each when we do the readings for people. And the readings that we do for the collective are really, again, meant for anyone who happens across this live or this recording later. And it's just advice from the cards. And then the cards that we pull for the individual readings, again, are just messages that the cards feel you need to hear. And again, it's take it or leave it. It's up to you. It's always good to get a second opinion on things too, right?
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Christina. Welcome to my mom, Josie, and John. So I think what we'll do is we'll get started. We're going to talk about the poster that's on the screen right now. Kat, myself, and the other woman on the left side of the poster, her name is Zuleika. We will be at the Indian Bazaar. And that
Gerard India Bazaar, yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be on Gerard Street. I think it's North America's longest Indian bazaar. So, guys, come visit. It's there July 20 and 21. My understanding, it's like from, I think, 11 to 8 or 9 p.m. So it's a pretty long day. I'll be there doing tarot readings. Kat will have a stand featuring candles, and she'll also be conducting mini Reiki sessions. And Zuleika, she owns a crystal store in the area, so come by and visit. She will have her items as well for display, and she'll also be doing mini energy balancing sessions. All right. I think we will take that off the screen. We'll go back to our standard. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kat, I think I'll let you go first.
Awesome. Okay. So some of you this week are going to feel as though you've got a chapter closing in your lives. There's an end of a cycle happening for you, and you're content with where you are in life. Everything's working out well. Things seem to have worked out in your favor, and it's an obvious ending of a chapter that's happening for you next week. And so that some of you may be either a little passive, or you may be relying on your external strength instead of your internal strength. And you may just you may start to neglect that spiritual and intellectual and emotional side of your strength. Maybe you're feeling a bit complacent. Maybe now that this chapter's closed, you're sort of resting on your laurels a little bit and not feeling terribly motivated. And that could result in, some of your goals missing the mark. Some of your decisions that are being made poorly, or because you haven't taken the time to sit down and think things through. So it's a reminder to just, yes, okay, for some of you, you're in a good place. You've got the ending of a chapter, but don't forget that it's really important you balance your internal and external strength, and you use them both. And this is the key piece for, the two major arcana that we had this week for the collective. That's significant. So
Kat,
there are...
just for the audience here, do you want to just let us know what you pulled? I know the first one's the world.
Sorry, that's the world.
Yeah.
Which means the ending of a chapter, the ending of a phase in life, feeling as though all is well in the world. And then the strength in reverse. So the strength card speaks to your inner strength as well as your outer strength. In fact, the inner strength being a little bit more than the outer strength. How you've got what it takes to get through whatever you're facing. But now that it's in reverse, it's the opposite. You're neglecting that inner strength, and you're relying on brute force, or you're being too passive, complacent, that type of thing. And the Eight of Wands is a card about fast moving projects. Things are moving really, really quickly. And you can see these are all pointing to their goal. They're aiming for their target. They're going to land it. But oops, when it's in reverse, they're not. They're going to miss the mark. So some of the actions next week, if could be with your strength card in reverse, could be leading you to some failed starts or some projects that don't work out. So just some advice is to just don't forget your inner strength and use that to focus you next week so that you can achieve your objectives. Any thoughts on those from you, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, the world is it's a good card, right? So there's something that's coming to a close, a chapter in your life that's coming to a close. But however, the cards that follow it kind of make it seem like it's not a happy ending. So whatever's happening, you have the strength card in reverse. So it's almost as if you're inside your strength, your will to continue to go forward and push forward. It's been drained. Okay. And then following that, you have the Eight of Wands in reverse, indicating to me that whatever chapter you closed, not only did it suck your energy from the strength card, but it's also giving you some news that you may not like, right? So maybe it's some news you didn't expect. So, I feel like maybe your cards this week are pointing to people to, let it, just write it out. You might not receive the news you want to hear. But you know what? Next week will always be something different.
Yep.
Right?
Be news as well. Yep.
Yeah. And, my cards They're a little bit different than yours, but we'll go through it and then you'll see that there is a little bit of a similarity. So the first one I pulled is the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups really, that is a card, he's sitting on his throne. He's been through a lot in life. He's someone who has gone through all the emotional ups and downs in life. So he's very warm hearted, he's trustworthy. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Okay, so that is somebody that you may come across this week, and that person will they'll create a spark of some sort within you. So it could be a new relationship of some sort, not necessarily a partnership. It could be a relationship as far as like a mentor or a work relationship, something, not like a boyfriend girlfriend type of thing, right?
Mhm.
But it could
Yeah.
also represent that as well. The next card I've got is the Page of Wands. Okay, so pages are generally messengers. They're about delivering things, messages to everybody. Wands is the creativity side.
Mhm.
It's all about optimism and someone who's outgoing. Okay, so that could be you, and I'll explain why at the very end. And then the last card I've got is the Ten of Wands. Okay, so the Ten of Wands really is all about um, you're tired. You've been working a lot. Things are exhausting. They're starting to weigh down on your shoulders, and maybe it's time to ask for some help from somebody. So if I look at all three cards together, what I'm seeing this week is that at the beginning of the week, you may run into like a boss or somebody that's very caring, right? They're going to have that spark. They're gonna initiate that spark in you because this person is also somebody who gives very good advice. Okay, and with that advice, you might go forward with some projects and creativity things that you've had in mind. Okay, based on that advice, and towards the end, you're going to realize, holy smokes, I'm doing this all on my own. It's really tiring, and it's time to ask for help, right? You don't want to drain yourself, like with Cat's, reverse strength card. Um, don't like the energy, our energies are drained every single day based on how we live and where we live and so on. So we have to try to recoup all that energy somehow, and don't overdo it. I think
Mhm.
that's the key this week. Don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Just let the week play out.
Mhm.
All right. I just want to say hello to Jill. Thanks for joining on the YouTube channel, Jill. Stay tuned. Yes, we will do a reading. Okay, Kat, any ideas on my three cards? Now I just
Yeah.
shuffled them in. So
That's okay. I remember what they were. So the King of Cups is also, the court cards are always fun because they could be literal or figurative.
yeah.
Um, so it could be speaking to somebody out there who's a water sign, a male, and a male over 30 who's a water sign, or it could just be saying, you're going to have to channel your inner. The King of Cups is a very, he's a master of relationships. He's a very interpersonally, he's approachable. He knows how to relate to different people, no matter what their background is. He can adapt and relate and adapt his approach to different people. So there may be a call that this may be a skill that you'll either have to learn next week, or if you've already got the skill, you'll have to pull it out and use it because you've got, like you say, news coming about some projects, and it's going to be a tough workload. It's going to be a workload that's the advice is just be in the classic deck. The individual is, and in my deck too, carrying a big load of wands and walking, but his head is down. He's not watching where he's going, so he's risking
Yeah.
stepping over a rock and tripping and hurting himself. So I think it's just the advice that card is giving is just don't feel like you have to take it all on yourself. You've got the ability to engage with people around you. Use that. That's the feeling I get from those
Yeah.
cards.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And just before we get to the lives, everybody, we still have to do our wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to add that to the stage right now. So this was still back in Tarot Day, which was like 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel, and we'll see what we whose name comes up.
And we're going to keep doing this until we have a winner who connects with Steve and within the week of the spin. Those are the guidelines. Oh, look who it is.
Brittany! Yay! That for sure we know we can get a hold of her. So,
yeah, we know we can get a hold of Brittany.
So let's remove that from the screen now. And we'll stop the sharing. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So
Congrats.
Brittany, we will contact you, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start our readings. Seashells. Just remind me your age, if you're 30 or over 30, your astrological sign, and if you're male or female. Because Kat needs that to pull the signifier card.
Mm-hmm.
And Jill, if you could do the same thing, if you're under 30 or over 30, and your astrological sign, please. And then we will get to the readings.
It's obvious by your name what your gender as well. It's helpful.
Yeah.
So Seashells is the handle.
Yeah, and Seashells it's female, 31, so over 30, and Leo. Okay, so we'll start with Seashells. And she did have a specific question.
Okay.
Can I have a reading on love coming in and when?
Okay. So this is the Queen of Wands.
So the when part, Seashells, that one might be a little bit difficult, but we'll see what we can do. Christina, I see you there. We will get to you as well. All right. I love the card because it's a love reading.
Okay. All right, let's see what I've got. Here's my Queen of Rods. Oh, okay. I got the Queen of Pentacles.
Okay,
for a
so
love reading.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Queen of Pentacles is more about reserving money and finances. Doesn't really speak to love so much, but maybe there's some personal property or something tied up that's involved somehow, or that's keeping you from, or that you feel is keeping you from being in a relationship. Do you feel as though you don't have the resources or the time or the ability to focus on that? The Queen is manifest. So that might be another way to look at it. I think this card might be saying you have the ability to manifest. You have what it takes to manifest a relationship. It's going to take diligence, and it's probably going to take some time. We're talking about time. Pentacles is not quick. Pentacles is a slow burn card. So I feel like this card is saying, yes, it's possible. You can bring it, you can attract it to yourself. You have the ability to manifest that, but it's going to take time and patience.
Yeah. And interesting, Seashells, I've got the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, in this one, you can see it's a frog, but it is basically Prince Charming.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Prince Charming in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I look at both of the cards put together, what I'm seeing is, yes, Prince Charming might come into your life, but with Kat's Queen of Pentacles, what I'm really what really comes to my mind is go slow with this one, because the Queen of Pentacles it's someone who's grounded. It's a slow moving card. It's actually the slowest symbol in the deck. So it's almost like it's warning me. It's trying to let you know what, when you meet that Prince Charming, go slow, because it might not always appear to be the Prince Charming you expect it to be, right? So I think someone will be coming into your life probably soon, I would imagine, from the way these cards are pulled. Um,
That way.
yeah, even though the Queen is slow, but the Knight is, Knight of Cups is not the fastest either.
No.
So you know what? Maybe not so soon, Seashells. I'm going to say more towards the end of the year, if anything, because both of these cards are very slow moving cards. So it's going to be months away from now. Okay.
Yeah. And it's always good with love readings too, because again, we're only pulling 2 cards.
Yeah.
But love and relationships, of course, probably the number one thing that Steve gets asked about in his readings is, when am I going to meet them? Am I going to meet the right one? And you can do a better read with a full spread on this type of thing, and you can go into nuances about, how can I ensure that, or how can I meet him sooner, or what do I need to do to prepare, or what things can I do to make sure for the best possible outcome, or whatever you want to ask about it. And he could do a full spread and give you a lot more detail on that. But
yeah,
suffice it to say, it looks like he's trying to find his way to you, but it's going to take some time. So
yeah, you can Seashells. You can find me on my Instagram handle with the same name. Next up, we have Jill, and I put her question on the screen. Hello and blessings. Thank you very much, Jill. May I have a love reading, please? So see, another love reading.
Another love reading. Told ya.
Jill is over 30, Gemini, and female.
Okay, so Queen of Swords.
I'm just going to scroll down here. Night Falls, thanks for joining. Candy Bites, thanks for joining. You're welcome, Seashells. And Ronnie, thanks for joining. So we will get there. Christina, you'll be next. Okay, Jill. Let's do a quick snippet of a love reading. Okay, I've got mine. Do you have yours, Kat?
Almost.
Okay.
There she is. Yep. Oh, interesting.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, so Jill, I've got the 5 of Wands. So really indicating, you know what? It's 2 things. So you mentioned a love reading. So I'm gonna, because I don't know if you're single or if you're in a relationship. So what I'm gathering right now is, if you're in a relationship, there's probably some tension going on. A little bit of like you're butting heads with each other. Okay. Now, if you're single and you're looking for love, it pertains to the love reading. What I'm going to say there is, maybe when you meet somebody or you go out on dates or something like that, try not to be very opinionated, because what that does is, again, it causes friction, right? And you butt heads with the other person. So that's my advice based on only that one card. So Jill's saying she's single. Kat, what did you pull?
Sorry, what was your card again?
5 of Wands.
Okay, interesting. So I pulled the 7 of Cups in reverse.
Uh-huh.
So overcoming the overwhelm of selecting, and this is the advice is, don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Don't have too many options to choose from. Don't um, try to be a little bit more methodical when you're selecting somebody. Don't pull, looking at swiping right, or I don't even know how it's done nowadays. It's been so long since I've done online dating, but like just try to be really focused in your approach to the search, and don't bite off more than you can chew. And because this the card talks about distraction, being offered lots of different things and being distracted, and in reverse it talks about not being distracted because you've been able to pinpoint and focus your search in a way that prevents you from being distracted. So just be really methodical, and don't feel like you've got, we live in a time now where you get all these people responding to your ad, or maybe you just in your day to day you meet a lot of people, and nobody wants to make a decision because they always think there's something better, something better, something better. And I think card in reverse is saying, no, just choose, just make a choice, and whatever you choose will be the right choice. What do you think,
Yeah.
Steve?
So Jill, based on the two cards, now I'm getting a little bit more of a clearer picture. I feel like you're struggling. You're struggling internally to make a
Mhm.
decision, right? So this is a little bit about struggle, about conflict, and,
Mhm.
and cats is about internal choices, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like that, something is bothering you. You can't figure something out. Okay, so when it comes to love, maybe there's more than one person that you need to select, or maybe there's something that you're struggling with by putting yourself out there, right? So there is something internally, there's a blockage. So you need to figure out what's causing that tension, that conflict.
But you can overcome it. Like the seven of cups upright is talks about utter confusion, right? But when it's in reverse, it's the opposite. It's confusion you can overcome. So you have it within you to do that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So Jill, I hope that resonates. Let us know if that makes sense to you. Okay, Christina on Instagram. We're over to you now. So Christina would like a general reading, Capricorn over 30. And Brody, thanks for joining. You're welcome, Jill.
Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, what's the name? Sandy?
No, Christine.
Christine, sorry. Where I got Sandy from. Christine. General reading. Okay.
Okay. I've got it. Let me know when you've got it.
Mhm. Got mine.
All right, you go ahead.
So general reading, this card seems to be suggesting maybe you've got a little money you can share, start tithing if you've been saving up a little bit of money and you're not sure what to do with it. Maybe some charity work, or maybe volunteering for a cause, giving of your time, not just your money, but your time as well and your resources. I don't know if you're in a position to do that, but now is a good time according to the cards.
So that's the Six of Pentacles you've got?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Christine, that is the Six of Pentacles is really talking about resources, right? So whether it be time, money, energy, you've gotten to a spot in your life where, yeah, you're sitting pretty good. So now you kind of want to give back to society somehow. Okay. Now, what I've got is the moon.
Mm.
Okay, so the
Mm.
moon really is all about illusions, right?
Yeah.
And also about trusting your intuition.
Yeah.
So, with Cat's card, yeah, and this one, I would almost be like, you think you're sitting uh, pretty where you are, and maybe you're not, right? Or it could also mean use your intuition to figure out how to use your resources for the benefit. And I really think it's the latter instead of the former. So really trust your intuition, how you want to give back to the community. And that is going to direct you in the way you should go. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. She did comment, yes, I have time to volunteer. See, there you go. Perfect. Okay, so that, I think that's what it's trying to tell you, Christine, because it's really trust your intuition. You know where to volunteer and how to volunteer, right? So now use your resources to do it. Okay. Just remember, don't overdo it, because then, you're going to drain your energy, right? Okay. Let's go back to, you're welcome. Lily, thanks for joining. Love Cocoa Bear, thanks for joining. We're going back to the YouTube channel quickly. All right. We've got, what do we have here? Candy Bites, sweets. General reading, please and thank you. Libra. Okay, Candy, are you over 30? Over 30? I want to see if there's a, okay. Candy, we need to know if you're over 30 or under 30 and if you're male or female.
I'm assuming female, but
yeah,
don't want to assume these days.
Hello, Margaret. Thanks for joining. Over 30 and female.
Okay. So we are Queen of Swords.
Okay, I'll start while you look for the card.
Yep.
All right, so we, Candy, what I've got for you is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is, it's really a card about looking into the future. So like the Two of Wands would have been, you know what, you came up with that idea, you have the two choices at hand. The Three of Wands looks out into the distance. So you're really looking to build a future with that project that you're developing or creating. Okay, so that's what this card means simply. But let's see what card Kat pulls.
King of Pentacles.
Interesting.
Right? So sometimes that Three of Wands can mean you're an entrepreneur and you've started your business. Things are starting to, in the Rider deck, the figure is standing there with three wands and looking out to the ocean as though he's waiting for his ship of supplies to come in. This is commerce. Things are happening. Things are starting to pick up. And if we interpret it that way, the King of Pentacles could be an angel investor, could be somebody with some money coming along, either to help you with that initiative or just give you financial advice, maybe, because this individual is a master of money and resources and investing, and he knows exactly how to make your money work for you. And so this is somebody, if you're an entrepreneur, this is somebody that you want to have on your side. So I don't know if you've got anybody like that in your life, or this could be the type of person the cards are suggesting you need to seek out, because they will be able to help you with the success of that endeavor. What do you think?
So Candy, does that make any sense? Are you working on any kind of project that you're looking for into the future? And if you are, align yourself with somebody like the King of Pentacles, right? Okay, so she just said, wow, that's amazing.
Good.
Okay.
Yay.
So her comment off. We've got...
Who's next?
We've got Nightfall. What is coming in for love?
Okay.
Nightfall, we need to know if you are male, female, over or under 30, and your astrological sign. Hello, Lily. Yes, you can. We will get to you in a brief moment. Candy's saying she's a baker.
Awesome. That's great.
Candy, are you in? Okay, so Nightfall is female, over 30 in Sagittarius.
Okay, that's another Queen of Wands. Nice.
Nightfall, you wouldn't happen to be from the Toronto area, would you? We might come visit your bakery.
Oh, is Nightfall the baker, or is that the
Yeah.
Candy?
Oh, sorry, Candy. Sorry, Candy.
The baker, I think.
Nightfall is, yeah, we're reading for Nightfall now. So Nightfall is looking for a love reading.
Hmm.
Oh, Candy's from Texas.
Oh,
A little too far from us.
yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Nightfall's from Pittsburgh. You're a little closer.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So Nightfall. Ooh. I haven't picked this card in a long time.
Oh, okay, that's intriguing. There we go. Okay.
All right, so I'll go first.
Yep.
Nightfall. When it comes to love, I've got the Magician. Okay, so what this card, yeah, what this card signifies is that you have all the tools you need to make it happen. Okay, so the Magician card has every single symbol of the tarot deck, like the wands, the swords, the cups, the pentacles. The Magician is also about manifesting. So you have the tools you need to manifest a love situation or a happy situation, depending on where you're sitting at in life. Now, let's see what Kat pulled.
So this is the Nine of Wands in reverse. So that it seems to indicate that you might be feeling a bit battle fatigued, like maybe you're going through the process, and maybe you haven't had very good luck in the past with love, and you're wanting to push forward, but you're just feeling defensive. You're just feeling like you might be doomed to fail. But the advice from this card is try to forget about the past. It has nothing to do with the present or the future. It's just the past. And don't let it color your future. Don't let it color how you approach the pursuit of love. Start with a fresh mindset, a clean slate, and just try to let go of all the negativity that you might have had in the past.
Yeah, good call, Kat. I almost feel like, Nightfall, you're probably, oh, see, you just took the words right out of my mouth. So Nightfall said she's in hermit mode. To me, the Nine of Wands in the upright position is about boundaries. It's about setting those walls up, okay? But being it in reversed is showing me that you have your own walls, your own boundaries that you've stuck up, maybe to not fall in love, or you don't want to get hurt at this point.
Yep.
But I want to point out that this card, this one, the Magician, it really trumps the 9. So the 9 is really going to be a temporary situation for you. You just need to snap out of it. And you have all the tools to snap out of it.
Yeah. Okay. And it's maybe part of your soul journey that you use those tools, and that you find that inner power that you have and use it for this purpose.
Yeah. So hang in there. You have all the tools you need, okay?
You can do it.
All right.
You're far more powerful than you think.
All right. We got to go to Lily Star, and then we're going to head back to Ronnie. Okay, so Lily.
Lily is my Queen of Swords, I believe, because she's a Libra. I remember that from last time. So that's what I'm going to pull. Lily, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't say anything if I'm right.
She's Libra.
Yeah, so I thought. Queen of Swords.
And she's looking for advice for the week.
General advice. Okay. You got it. Mm,
All right. Did you get it?
I got it.
All right, go for it.
The moon.
Okay.
You're gonna just watch out for, a little subterfuge, a little bit of trickery is afoot, and you've got to manage that. So sometimes the moon talks about your shadow self as well, dealing with there's something with your shadow that you're going to need to deal with this week, or that's the advice the cards are saying, because when the major arcana come up, it's a significant sit up and take notice, as opposed to, here's something that you might do this week, but no biggie if you don't. This is important. So um, just watch out for things that maybe aren't as they appear, and use your intuition. You might have to face the dark side of yourself a little bit this week. Maybe reflect, take some time to journal about, things that trigger you a little bit, or something isn't sitting right with you. Meditate on it, journal about it, let it sort of guide the conversation that you have with your inner self, and see where those musings take you, because there's, yeah, some interesting energies for you this week. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah. So, Lily, I'm going to echo the concern about the illusion part based on the card that I've pulled. So,
Mm.
I pulled the 10 of Swords. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Lily, this week might be a little rough for you because the Ten of Swords is typically, someone who stabs you in the back, a
Mhm.
lot of pain, a lot of hurt. The good thing is that the 10 is at the end of the cycle, and it is a temporary situation. So I
Yeah.
really feel like, uh, the moon is trying to warn you. That moon card that Cat pulled is trying to warn you in two ways. There could be an illusion around you. You're not seeing clearly, and trust your intuition. So if you're put in a situation where you're not sure, you're doubting things, don't think with your brain. Trust your intuition. Trust your gut.
When this comes up with a 10 of swords, to me, it almost feels like there are people in your circle that do not have your best interests in mind, and they are trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Just I think be on guard is the advice next week. Be on guard and just keep your wits about you.
Yeah. Okay. And Nightfall says thank you and you're welcome. Lily, keep us posted because I don't like those two cards, so I just want to make sure everything's going to go okay for you. Um, Next, we've got Ronnie. So Scorpio, man over 35,
King of
um,
Cups.
and general reading for Ronnie.
General reading for Ronnie, the King of Cups.
Lily's saying thank you so much. It resonates a lot. You're welcome, Lily.
Welcome, Lily. Take care next week.
All right.
Mm. Ronnie's got some temptation at foot. We got the devil.
Okay.
Yeah. What have you got?
I got the 9 of Wands.
Okay.
So,
That's interesting.
yeah. So let me show you the card first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ronnie, I know I read your previous comment, which I won't read out loud, but it sounds like you're going through a rough patch. And Okay, so the devil. Let's talk about the devil that Kat's holding.
Mhm.
The devil is really all about addictions. So it could be sex, drugs, alcohol type, or it
Mhm.
could also be about being chained to something that you can't get out of. It could be chained to a job, chained to a relationship, and you're struggling and getting out. Okay. Now the nine of wands here, um, you've the nine of wands is really about passion, creativity, and you've created something really good for yourself. And what I'm gathering from your previous message, the thing that you've created good for yourself is your children. Now, the devil part, again, I feel like based on your comment, the devil card there is the relationship you might have been in.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
um, Ronnie's saying he's nervous.
Mm.
Chained to toxic people. So yeah, that could possibly be it.
Mm.
Um, you have, the thing is, you either have the potential or you have already created something really good for yourself, and the people around you are possibly interfering or destroying that, right? And you, it's like you're chained to this, to them, to it's almost like an addiction, right? You're chained. You need to break free from that. So I think our advice, or at least from me, is continue with the nine of wands, right? And break the chains free from that devil card. You
Yeah.
have to. You have to, for yourself, for your children, right?
The nine of wands, also the number 9 in all the suits, represents change coming for the better. That's what the 9 stands for in the suits. And in this particular case, to me, the card is saying you don't have to do this by yourself. It's in the traditional deck, there's a person standing there with 9, and they're defiant. They're gonna stand their guard, and they're on the point of just cutting off their nose to spite their face. But I think in this, with the aspected with the devil card, is the advice could be, don't don't feel like this is just your job. You're feeling these feelings, but there's people around you that will help you, and avail yourself of their help.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
and
would
the
be.
nine again, the nine is like that boundaries, right? You're setting up that wall. So Ronnie, you might want to do that. You might need to set up a wall so you can break free from the chains of that devil, right?
While
So
you're getting help, obviously manage your boundaries, because that's when the devil card tends to come in, is when your guard is down, and you're you're not saying no when you should be saying no, and you're not, you're doing more for others than you are for yourself. So I think it's a reminder that, yep, fortify your walls, but when it comes to that devil card, which is that force majeure, talking about this thing that's got you in its clutches, seek help and take it.
yeah. Okay, next we have, let me just take this question off the screen.
Hmm.
And yes, someone said, are we taking questions? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so next we have Roberta. So let's put that there. So Roberta's wondering if she can have a love reading, and her is it's a female, over 30, Cancer.
Okay, Queen of Cups.
Ronnie, I hope that made sense to you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Ron is saying exactly. I've always put myself last. Yeah. No, protect what you got, buddy.
Totally. You're when you look in the mirror, you see two things: your best friend and your worst enemy.
Yeah. Osiris, we will get to you next. And then Osiris, we will need. I think I see your astrological sign somewhere. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. We'll just need to know whether or not you are uh, female or male, and under 30 or over 30 for Osiris. All
Is
right. Roberta, did you get your card, Kat?
Mhm. I did.
All right, you can start while I get it.
So, Roberta, all work and no play makes Roberta a dull girl. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. Um, so, you're working hard, you're focused on your job, your head's down, and that's great. But it seems to be interfering with your ability to focus on your love life. So, depending on, I mean, this is just what I'm seeing is maybe it's time to maybe try to get a little bit more work life balance going there and devote some time to that social life, trying to cultivate these relationships. What have you got, Steve?
So I've got, okay, so this deck doesn't call it what it normally is. So
Okay.
they call it life experience. Okay. It is a major arcana card. It is the tower.
Mm.
Okay. So, Roberta, when it comes to love, the tower card could go either way in a sense. So if you are in a relationship right now or dating or something of the sort, then
Mm.
the tower is basically going to let you know what? Things are going to fall apart because
Mhm.
there's some news that you may find out.
Mhm.
The relationship is not on stable ground just yet. So that's not the best of signs. Now, if you're not in a relationship, the way I look at it is you need to have that tower moment in order to move forward. And with
Yeah.
Cat's card, with the
Mhm.
Seven of Pentacles, right?
Yeah.
So that one isn't really about patience. So it's almost like you planted the seed and you're waiting for it to sprout and so on. So you need to have that tower moment in order for you to move on. There's something that needs to happen. Um, that's going to be like it's going to shake you up and it's going to wake you up, right?
Mhm.
And then you're going to need to have patience. So
Yeah, the tower is a complete change of everything that's familiar and comfortable and, you know, yeah, and it's so yeah, it depends. If you're in a relationship now, it could mean that one has to end before a better relationship comes along. Or if you're not in a relationship now, that tower moment, like Steve says, has to happen, and it may be work related because this speaks to work. Um, yeah,
Roberta, let us know if that makes any sense for you.
yeah. It's always
Okay.
helpful to know if you're in a relationship or not when you ask for a love reading, so
Yeah.
we can focus our responses better.
Okay. We do have more, Kat, on the YouTube side.
Wow.
So Osiris, I'm still waiting for you to respond. If you're under or over 30, and male or female. However, we do have another one. Um,
Astrological sign, don't forget that.
yeah, I've got that one. It was a Gemini. Okay, so what I see right now is Kim.
Okay.
Kim Lovejoy. It looks like you want a general reading. Okay, so just before we get to Kim, I'm going to put her up on the screen there.
Okay.
Roberta's saying, seems like my relationship is at its end. Okay,
Uh,
so that could be it. That could be the tower
dramatic
moment, Roberta.
end. Very dramatic end, yeah.
Okay, so Kim, um, we're going to do a general reading for you.
Mm.
And if there's anyone on the Instagram side that would like a reading, let us know. Okay,
Mm.
reading for Kim.
I got the Queen of Swords. So this is an individual who is very strategic minded, politically minded. Maybe she's not terribly approachable because of her politics and her demeanor, but she's a very strong communicator. She says what she means. She doesn't mince words. This could be somebody, this could represent somebody in your life. This is a general reading, or this could be advice from the cards saying you need to embody these characteristics for yourself in order to achieve success in whatever
Yeah.
your endeavors are. What have you got, Steve?
So I have also got a court card. I've got the Knight of Wands.
Mm.
So, Kim, the Knight of Wands is a card really, it is about passion, it's about fire. The
Mhm.
Knight is a very fast moving card, and he's somebody that's going to go into the burning house to rescue somebody and bring them out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we've got those two court cards. Really, I think you're surrounded by people with those types of personalities. So yours was again the Queen of Swords.
Swords. Yeah.
Yeah, Queen of Swords is basically someone who's not going to take any shit from anyone. Really,
Yep.
she'll cut it out with her sword.
Mhm.
So it's interesting because you have someone who has the queen is very intelligent,
Mhm.
and then you have somebody who's very passionate, right?
Yeah. And
So
action oriented. So you've got intelligence, and a strong communication, as well as somebody who's able to get in there and get it done and get it done quickly. So whether these are people in your circle or these are characteristics that you have to embody or that the cards are suggesting you embody,
yeah,
that resonates.
so yeah, Kim, if it was a little bit more specific, we'd probably be able to tailor it more. But it's very very general.
Mhm.
Andy, thanks for joining. Osiris, you're back. We'll get right to you, Osiris. Hang on. Andy, she's like, hello, can I choose a love reading, please? Yes, you can. Andy, remind us of your astrological sign and if you're under or over 30, please. And Andy is female for you, Kat, so that you know.
Andy was female, over 30. And what was the sign?
Just about to find out. Oh, under 30. Libra. Looking
Okay, so
for
that's
a love
Eight
reading.
of Swords. Love reading. Okay.
Osiris, no, you didn't miss your question. Well, you're next, actually. Yes, I remember the one that lost the bracelet. I remember, Andy.
Oh, right.
All right.
Still
So,
haven't found it. Mm. I have a major arcana for Andy.
okay. All right. Go ahead.
So that's Temperance, Andy. So this is a card about managing your. So the Temperance card, the individual in this card is an alchemist. They can manage the energy from the higher self and the upper spiritual realms with the energy from the realms of our physical world. So it's about using those two energies, making sure that you're harnessing, and if you need to maybe blend them together, even in order to achieve your goals, in order to accomplish something on your soul journey here. So, effective management of your in the physical realm as well as the spiritual realm. And depending
Yeah.
on what Steve has, we might even be able to add a little more context to
Yeah.
it as well.
And temperance to me is also about patience and balance, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so the card that I pulled is the King of Cups.
Okay.
Okay, so the King of Cups is someone who's compassionate. They're charismatic. Um, they've been through a lot. Sorry, it's not the King of Cups. It's the King of Pentacles.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I just looked at it again. It's the King of Pentacles, because here they call it Earth. It's the King of Pentacles. So it's someone who's charismatic. They've been through a lot in life as far as work and career and finances, and they're very successful when it comes to their work, career, finances. They're also somebody who's very grounded. Okay. So watch out for somebody in that realm. I almost feel like you might be looking for someone that is successful, that is grounded, that they have basically their shit together. Mm-hmm. So you're looking for that balance in your life. So let us know if that makes sense to you, Andy.
There's somebody, it could also represent somebody in your life, a male in your life who's an earth sign. Could be that person maybe is here to help you achieve that balance. I don't know if you've got somebody in your circle, either work or home, that might fit that description, or it could be an individual, sometimes the pentacle suit represents a darker skinned individual too.
Right. So she's saying it makes sense. Okay. Ahmed and Mary, thanks for joining. Mary's my mom's friend.
Ah, nice.
So for those of you that have just joined, we're going to do just a couple more readings. So we're just taking general questions from the audience. Kat and I will pull a card each. You can ask us a question, or you can ask us just pull a card in general. Okay, so Osiris, we're coming back to you. Osiris, you would like a reading. She is female, Gemini, and under 30. Okay. And it looks like it's a love reading.
Okay.
All right. So her reading, she just put it. I'm just putting it on the screen there, Kat. It's regarding a male that's 25 years old, and the astrological sign is Cancer. So we're just going to do a love reading for you, Osiris, and we'll see what comes up. And she's saying that they're not together. So let's see what the cards have for you.
Pick up the Queen of Swords again. 25-year-old Cancers who we're reading for now?
No, that's who she is inquiring about, I guess you could say. Okay. So go ahead. You got the Queen of Swords?
Yeah, I got the Queen of Swords again. So there's something about this individual. There's going to be some communication or some soul. It's a sit down, not necessarily a knockdown drag out, but there's going to be some come to Jesus moment with this individual. If I'm understanding the question here, the Queen is about, again, we just read her for somebody else. She doesn't suffer fools, and she can be very sharp tongued. She says what she means, and she means what she says. So there may be some of this, some very forthright conversation that has to happen about this individual, either to this individual. Maybe we need to have a conversation with them, or maybe they need a strong maternal figure who can sort of guide them in this way. Without knowing more about this individual and what's going on with them, it's kind of hard to say, but and we'll see what Steve's card says because it may add some color to it.
Yeah, I've got the sun.
Mm.
So the sun is a very positive card in general, Osiris. So the sun, it's about happy, it's about joy. When you think of the sun, you go out there, you get a tan. There's a duality aspect to the sun, and that is basically if you're out there too long, you get burnt. Okay, so in general, it is a positive card.
Yeah.
Now, putting the two cards together, what I'm getting is, you know what? You, with the Queen of Swords, and I almost feel like this is you. This is representing you. Cut through the BS that's going on. Communicate clearly, because that's what the Queen is all about. She's about clear communication. It's very concise and very to the point. Okay, she's not political. She's very intelligent and well-spoken. Okay. And then from there, I think the results are going to be something in the sunny area of your life. Okay. Now, in saying that, if you're inquiring whether or not you're going to get together with this person, that is a little too difficult to grasp right now based on two cards only. Because you communicating to that person can go one of two ways, right? It could go great. You guys could end up together, or it could be like, you know what? No, this person isn't for me. And you turn into happier days as well, right? So the sun could represent either or, right? So hang in there. But I think the advice from the poll is to be clear and communicate your intentions.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps, Osiris. Okay. I see another one here. I'm just trying to read it. Osiris is saying, I see it helps. Good. I'm glad. I see Patty. She's inquiring about her sickness. So Patty, we don't do that. Just with tarot, because of censorship and so on, we don't do readings when it comes to health issues, financial, and I always forget the last one.
Financial, legal, and medical.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because you have experts in that field. Okay, so we don't necessarily do readings for that. Okay, I think we're coming to an end. Last call for anyone if they have a question. Last call.
We can do a general reading for Patty. She's open to a general read.
Yeah, we can do that. Patty, do you want a general reading? See how that goes? Yeah, let's do it. Well, why not? I'll put her up on the screen. So, Patty.
Age, sign, and we know the gender. Over 30, under 30, and your sign, please, Patty.
I think I might have it. Hang on. Let's see. Over 30. And Patty, what's your astrological sign? I know you wrote your whole birthday on there, but I'm not really good with 6/21. Is that Gemini?
June 21st. That's the cusp. You're the cusp.
Oh, Cancer. She's a Cancer. Okay.
Cancer? Okay. So that's Queen of Cups.
Yes, you can. Yeah, Patty. Okay, good. I'll be right there. Hang on. And Candy wants another question. Hang on, Candy. Okay. Okay, what do you got there, Kat?
I have, oh my gosh, I have the Six of Pentacles again.
Hmm, interesting. Okay, so I'll go first.
Yeah,
Um,
what you've got
so
before I
I've got
talk about this.
the Ace of Wands.
Okay.
Okay, so Patty, the Ace of Wands, it's about a potential new opportunity.
Hmm.
It's a very creative opportunity. It's a very passionate opportunity. So something might be popping your way, um, and that could basically um, maybe a different aspect for you, right? So I
Could
know what
involve,
you're, yeah, I know what she's inquiring about.
contributing. Yeah.
So go ahead, Kat.
It could involve the opportunity, could involve volunteering or helping others financially, or just with your, again, this talks about tithing. It talks about charity. I don't know if you're considering volunteering or getting involved in any kind of charity work, but it looks as though this is the advice from the cards is it might be a good time for you to do that. There's opportunity with that Ace of Wands.
So yeah, so Patty, what I'm gathering from the two cards, um, I know you had a specific question about the sickness, which we can't answer, but I feel like based on the two cards, there might be a new opportunity for you to volunteer or make other people aware and maybe help people with the same situation that you're in,
Could
right?
be.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's a potential new opportunity for you. Um, so keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Okay.
The advice is to pay attention to that. Just sort of, yeah, because you never know where these things will lead, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We have one more
Uh,
for Candy, and then we're
one more
done.
for Candy.
Yeah.
Candy, what's your question? You're welcome, Patty.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Now, Candy, let me see if I can find Candy's original.
Yeah, remind me because I forgot. I know
Yeah,
she's a page. I think she's under 30, if I recall.
I know she's the baker from Texas.
Yeah.
Over 30,
Oh,
female, and let's see if I can find the astrological sign. Libra.
so Queen of Swords. Okay.
So
So what's the other question?
there it is. Will I ever meet or know about my father? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't really know how to ask for it. Oh, that's a very, you know what? That's a really deep question.
Been there. Been
Yeah,
there. Yes, I have. That hurts the heart. Yeah, I've been there.
yeah. All right.
Alrighty. See if we get any kings that come up in this. If we to pull any kings, then that's a good sign. Queen of Swords.
Oh, that just came flying out. Interesting.
Oh. So I got a Knight of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Cups is a young man who wears his heart on his sleeve. Again, I think he came up earlier today in the live. But when in reverse, it means he's maybe a bit clingy, a little bit too much, a little bit like he needs to keep his distance. But before I go any further, let's see what Steve has because that's going to add some flavor to this.
Yeah, I also have a cups card,
Mm,
and it is the Four of Cups.
okay.
So, Candy, with the Four of Cups, really, it's saying is that um, you're focusing on an area where, like, the cups are emptied. Okay, so in the original
Yeah.
tarot deck, you've got three cups that are emptied, and that's where you're focused on. So maybe you shouldn't be focused on that. Maybe you should be focused on the one cup to your other side that's full. So what this is saying is like you're distracted from the things that you've accomplished, right, or the things that you can accomplish. So and you're saying that Sorry, Kat, what was your card again?
It's the Knight of Cups in reverse.
Oh yes, the Prince Charming in reverse. So
Yeah.
um,
So discouragement, not revealing your keeping your playing it close to the vest, not revealing your feelings. The knights are normally very action oriented, but in reverse, it's the opposite. They're in action. It's inaction. So, um, could it be that? Sorry, and you got the Four of Cups, which is the something not seeing something being offered to you, right? Right.
yeah, so she's focused on more of the negative than the positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so, both of these cards to me are kind of like on the no side, like the no answer. If I
And the
have,
heartache. It looks like heartache. Like yeah.
there's like,
I
yeah, there's a disappointment. There's a little bit of like
yeah.
reflection going on with the Four of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Candy, I feel like, um, I almost feel like this reading is saying if it's going to happen, let it happen. Don't search
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
um, and
Mm.
really focus on what you have around you instead of focusing on that.
Yeah. This is a card of discouragement and yeah, withholding of love. So it's maybe the timing just isn't right,
Yeah,
right? Because there's different reasons why these individuals don't stay in our lives. Sometimes they don't know about us,
yeah,
or sometimes they do, but they feel they make incorrect assumptions that we don't want to meet them for whatever reason. And there's just all kinds of just stuff in the head about this. And without knowing any more about you or about your situation, it's not my place to comment, but um, yeah, there's just a lot of heartache around these things. So I think
yeah,
Steve's right. I think just just let things unfold as they will and try not to force the issue.
yeah. Okay, so, um, all right. So I think, Teresa, thanks for joining. I think we're going to wrap it up because we've gone quite a bit tonight.
Yes, we did.
Um, so
That was
don't
a
forget,
record.
we are here every Sunday at 9 o'clock. Next weekend we're not. And again, I will stick it back onto the screen so everybody can see it. We're going to be at the India Bazaar, in Toronto, 1600 Gerrard Street East, July 20 and 21. Kat will be doing mini Reiki sessions. I'll be doing tarot readings, and Kat will also have her specifically homemade artisan candles, and they are amazing. So if you're in the Toronto area, please come check us out. That's where we will be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last but not least, as you know, both Kat and I do tarot. We're energy healers, in the form of Reiki and crystal energy. And we do a whole plethora of other things. So just follow us on Instagram because you'll get all that information there.
Mm-hmm.
And before I turn it over to Kat to close it off, I want to thank everybody for joining. This has been phenomenal tonight, and I hope our readings do help you. So, Kat, over to you.
Yeah, on that note, let us know if the advice from the cards helped you in some way. We love to get that feedback. Just shoot us a note on Instagram, message us on Instagram, or comment on the video on Steve's YouTube and let us know. Like Steve says, we're here every Sunday. If you are in the Toronto area, we'd love to see you next Sunday. Gerrard, between Greenwood and Coxwell, is it's the longest street festival in North America. Food, dancing, games, vendors, all kinds of stuff. So if you're in the Toronto area, come on out. It's going to be a great day. And really appreciate y'all coming on and asking questions of the cards. We're honored that you give us the ability to relay the messages from the cards to you, and we hope that we will see you again.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.